Welcome to Blinkers Off with your hosts, Jared Welch and Aaron Halterman.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Racing Dudes Live. Magic Aaron Papa Dude here to join you on an interesting Saturday. Boy, Fairgrounds has been all kinds of not fun for me so far, but Aaron, how's it going for you today?
It's going great. I've been loving it today. I'm sorry that Red Route 1 ruined your Magic Mike ticket. I guess that's what you're talking about. But I loved I'm Very Busy, and that horse winning like that was great. And it was a situation, with Jared and I both in the betting Bible doing very, very well. He's doing exceptionally well, up $173.50 on his bankroll with 2 to go, and then I'm up $44.90. So great day at the Fairgrounds. Got 2 races to go here. It's always nice to come on the air, Magic, for the big races, knowing win or lose, the betting Bible's had another successful weekend. So let's just relax and have some fun as my best friends in racing get ready to run in a $600,000 race.
Well, let's talk about that. Papa Dude, I'll go to you in a second, but we've got the Essex Handicap coming up here at Oaklawn Park. Race 9, as Aaron said, $300,000 purse. Sorry, $600,000 purse for a grade 3 race. Mylon and Nathan, of course, First Mission. We know who that horse is. He's on post 9. But Aaron, I'm going back to you. Ain't Life Grand, the rail horse. Why is he winning this race today?
Well, that's just because I prayed all night that he would. How about? No, listen. Second off the layoff, I really think that's when you're going to see him at his best. If you remember back to last year, he was pretty poor in his return to the races. And then in the next start, won a stakes race at Oaklawn and ran a triple-digit buyer and looked fantastic. Ain't Life Grand, of course, trained by Kelly Von Hemel, who also trained Husker Butch and is, like I said, my best friend in racing anyway. And then as far as trainers go, and then incredible owners of Ain't Life Grand, to Ray and Peggy Shattuck, 2 of the nicest people you'll ever meet. So I'm nervous, but I know they're a heck of a lot more nervous. I think Ain't Life Grand's going to run a pretty good race here, but it's a $600,000 stakes race. They don't give those away. So that's the nervous part about it. I can tell you they feel confident that they have him ready to run his best. So it's just going to be if his best is good enough.
Papa Dude, welcome to the show. Good to have you on. Haven't seen you on the afternoon live shows in quite a while. Magic Tap. It's the Daddy Ass and the Ass Boy riding for him. Is that horse, the 5 horse, a legitimate threat here to Ain't Life Grand?
I sure think so. Don't you? I mean, no disrespect to Aaron at all for rooting for the 1, because I am too. I'm rooting for him. But I don't know if he's good enough to win. If he fires and runs his best, Aaron has seen him run his best more than I have, so I hope he wins as well. But I like Magic Tap a lot. Coming off the grade 3 Razorback, ran pretty well, finished second, losing by only 3/4. The other one, of course, the favorite, First Mission. I don't think that horse should be 6-5. I think that's what he is right now. Mm-hmm. I think he's that good. So I'm going to go with the Ass Boys. I'm through. I'm going with the final Magic Tap.
Totally understand that. I think that what we've seen from First Mission so far, the Clark Handicap, and then, of course, the Pegasus was just something. That was almost one of those races that's too bad to believe for what we've seen from him in the past, Aaron. So would you be surprised at all if you bounce back with a big win?
No, I won't be surprised at all, and that's who I'm terrified of, to be honest. Look, I really look at this and go, okay, I think if Ain't Life Grand fires his biggest race, he can beat all of these, except the 9 is the worry. I'm not sure about that. First Mission, at times we've seen him be very good, and at times we've seen him be very average. If the average version of First Mission jumps up here today, well, I think we're going to have a very exciting couple of seconds, 10, 15 seconds down the stretch, because I think we're going to be in it with a big-time chance to win. There also is a world where he just turns for home and he's a little bit classier and a little bit better in this group, and I realize that as well. That being said, I think 6-1 on Ain't Life Grand, you take the bias out of it, I think that's the right price. And I don't know that I want to back First Mission as a huge favorite after what we've seen from him after he came back, and especially in the Pegasus. He was just brutal in that race. But, things happen. It's a different race. You draw a line through that one. His other ones look pretty good. So I do think, he's definitely going to be the one they got to beat. And, he's earned that favoritism by that class that he's shown in the big races that he's been in.
I think if you're looking for a price on a horse that might, a good price underneath, but not a win candidate, I like Wizard of Westwood, the 3-horse for McCarthy shipping. And the horse is going to get on dirt, which has only been on twice, but is 2 for 2 on the dirt, including winning a nice optional claimer at Churchill Downs. 2 races back. Tried synthetic last out at Turfway Park in the stakes, and he got 4th, but just wasn't. He was kind of in position to do it and didn't get the job done. So I'm hoping that the public looks at that and I can get a nice underneath price here. I'm going to go with 8 Life Grand on top. I think the price is right, but also it's just you don't want to root against your friends even with your betting dollars. So in this case, if you own 8 Life Grand, I'd be even higher on him. But I'm going to go with 8 Life Grand as the top pick and see if Wizard of Westwood can get in there, spice up the exotics as well. We're 0 minutes to post for the race, folks. If you're joining us, thank you for being with us. We're going to be live through the Fairgrounds Oaks, the Jeff Ruby Stakes, and Louisiana Derby as well. So just over an hour to be quick but fast-paced. Lots of fun, and put all of your comments, your questions, your handicapping thoughts, your picks for the race. Put them all in the comments section. We'll make this a fun and interactive show. While they still circle at Oaklawn, Aaron, what did you think of the race at Turfway Park, the Bourbonnette Oaks, which is another major Kentucky Oaks prep race?
Yeah, it was an exciting race. See that horse come up the rail. That's always exciting when they sneak up at you there. And look, I'm not going to sit here and downgrade a win. It's a good win, but I don't know if we're talking about the Kentucky Oaks. I'm not quite sure what that's going to produce. But I mean, my goodness, if you had them on tickets, I'm sorry, Magic, you didn't have Red Route 1 on the ticket, but you had that horse on the ticket, and I think she gave you what you wanted, so to speak. A pretty good run there. So, yeah, I mean, again, I don't think it'll produce a whole lot, but it was a race.
It was a race, yeah. 11-1 over 9-1. A nice little exacta. I was surprised that Alpine Princess, her first try in synthetic, actually wasn't horrible. She hung right there with the 2 for the whole length of the stretch, but also didn't go past her. So I think we're still able to keep the door shut on Alpine Princess. At least I can. I don't know if you were on that or not. But you're right. There's probably not a botanical coming out of Turfway Park this year. And actually, there wasn't a botanical at Turfway Park this year either.
No, there wasn't.
She ran earlier today, and that was –
yeah.
Whoa, what's he doing? Your boy in Life Grand back at Oaklawn is he's trying his hardest. He wants to run, baby. That's what that tells me.
Yeah, he was not good in the gate in the last race either. It looks like they've got him a little bit under control now. I don't think that would have taken too much out of him. Let's hope he gets out of the gate better. That was a big problem in his return race. He ran pretty well. He just didn't break all that sharp. Here we go.
Ooh.
Not good.
Ew.
No, he jumped. For those who aren't watching, he kind of half jumped in the air as the gates broke. So he's going to be last, but he's not. Well, now he's farther back. First Mission's going to have to try and go 3 wide. He's going to go 2 wide. He'll clear this 8, but he's not getting an easy lead up there. But it's a 32-1 Diodoro horse. He's either going to hold on and outbreak First Mission, or he's going to quit on the backstretch.
They got to figure out what's going on with him in the gate. And he also took 2 or 3 weird steps once he got out of it. And once again, it's just, you cannot do this. And so that's a huge disappointment. Now he's in stride and he's looking fine, but I mean,
it's a beautiful looking horse
out of the gate again. That is majorly disappointing.
Beautiful looking horse for sure. Just needs to get up closer there.
He's in stride. They're not going all that fast. I mean, you'd like to see like a 46 quarter if you're in the spot. I mean, look at him though. He's gaining. He's in range to do something. But man,
he's responding.
Yeah, like he's gonna fire. Look at this. He's
running great. The fear is 9 is in perfect position.
You're not wrong.
Stay with the 5. Stay with Magic Tap here.
Yeah, exactly. Just run right with him.
Man, he's having to go so wide though.
Yeah, he's flat. He doesn't have it, so
he's running. He's running out of gas now.
Yeah.
The 9 hasn't been asked to do anything.
No, the 9's gone.
No, Flo just pressed go on him.
Yeah, it's over.
Yeah.
Let's see who's Magic Taps might get up for. No, he's not going to. Might get United Superfecta. War Campaign going to get second here.
Yep.
First Mission draws off impressively. Yeah, that Pegasus something weird happened in that Pegasus for him because
that wasn't even a race.
No, that was a beautiful effort from the 9, and Papa Dude's right. The whole race, you were like, well, nobody's beating the 9. Like perfect position, and that's how you have to run when you get in these big races. You can't get out of the gate poorly. You got to get position in the 9. And you're right, man. What was the Pegasus? Because maybe he doesn't win that race, but how does he not? I mean, something had to just happen to him in that spot.
I can't even remember what Cox's excuse was. Was that he hated the track or something? He just didn't take to Gulfstream's track, which I don't know that that's a common thing you hear about. So do you hear they don't like Tampa? Yeah, you hear that a lot. Or saying
I don't know
Del Mar, but
I don't know. But that was kind of what you expect from him. What he just did right there.
9.675. So Magic Tap even flattened out at the top of the stretch and came in fourth there. Try and Exacta even should pay nicely. Where is he? Like they never showed him on the replay crossing the wire.
Yeah, he was like 5th or 6th. Just a not a good effort. No way around it.
But as soon as he broke like that, though, against this, like you can do that against the allowance company and probably still hit the board, but you can't against these. Even without first mission running like that, you just can't do that against a higher class like this.
Nope. When he broke, I stopped watching him. Basically, I was like, yeah, he's not going to do anything. So disappointing, but we turned the page and now we can go back to having fun.
Or 6th. There he is. Okay, so we did get 6th. I thought he was farther back than that. Yeah. All right. Well, listen, Prairie Meadows has got one hell of a state bred series coming up this summer, right?
That's right. Yep. That's where he's heading.
That's right. You got to go down. Listen, you go win the Cornhusker, and then you win the Breeders' Cup Classic. It is a proven route.
Right.
I hate to say this, but it's probably where he belongs.
Yeah, he needs to go win a race now.
He needs to win a race. Yeah, it's been a while.
Yep.
All right. Well, that was a race, and I guess we can stop talking about it because we now move over to Fairgrounds. Race 11 goes off in just a few minutes here as they show preview or replays of Old Kentucky Oaks winners from Fairgrounds. Field of 6 now after Alpine Princess scratch. We talked about her. I thought there'd be a field of 6, but that's because I thought Accommodate Ava was going to scratch and run earlier today in the Louisiana bred race, but Dallas Stewart doing Dallas Stewart things, and he's been doing good Dallas Stewart things today. Maybe he makes the right choice here. Field of 6. Aaron, who's your top pick?
Well, it's not the 8. I can't believe he scratched that horse. Now, again, we may eat our words because, maybe she wins here and you pat Dallas on the back with that decision. But when you handicap that race, Accommodate Ava was in, we all had her on top. And then you watch that race run and you're like, those horses are bad. Like that horse would have won that race. So hopefully for the connections here, at least they Accommodate Ava runs well. I like the 5 Tarifa, and she's 5-2. So, I mean, what can I really say, right? I mean, you can't complain about the price. Sitting there at 5-2 is very shocking. I get that the 6 is second off the layoff, and certainly the 6 can win. But this 5 at 5-2, I mean, I don't have to go any further. I like her, and I think the price is more than right.
Papa Dude, do you agree?
I do. I had her picked first anyway, and this solidifies it. You get 5-2 on your horse you like. I'm agreeing with Aaron. I think this 6 is tough. VV's Dream, the 1, seems to run well most of the time. Asmussen's got one in there that's kind of coming along. 2 for 2, won by 4 1/4 in an allowance last time. The 7, Our Pretty Woman. I don't think it's quite ready for this though, so I'm going to go Tarifa to win it.
Yeah, to me, Aaron, this sets up almost identical to the Rachel Alexandra stakes that Tarifa and Intricate are coming out of. And in that spot, Tarifa was close to the paceless race when the Asmussen leader gave up. Tarifa went right on by, and Intricate was just trying too hard to come from the back of a short field. You got an Asmussen horse that's going to probably get loose on the lead in the 7. You've got the 6 Intricate who's probably going to track her, and there's 6 horses total, which means Tarifa has no pace again, or Intricate has no pace again. I need to stop mixing these horses' names up here. You get what I'm saying, Aaron. Save me here. Intricate,
no, I totally agree.
The field size is way too small.
Intricate has no pace, is what you're trying to say, and you're right. It does set up exactly the same. The one thing I'll say, our Pretty Woman maybe doesn't back up quite as fast today as the Asmussen did in the last one. The last time Tarifa and Intricate ran. That is possible. I think our Pretty Woman's a pretty quality horse. That's the one I'm the most scared of. If she gets out to the front, maybe they don't run her down. Like I said, it is a short field, so maybe they don't run her down. I don't know. But again, I just kind of looked at the last race. I watched the race back, and I said, all right, well, if Tarifa runs like that, they're going to have to rise up to her level. I don't see a reason why she wouldn't run like that again, number one. And number two, I don't think these horses will rise to that level. So I really thought the odds would be flipped here. I thought Tarifa would be 6-5 and Intricate would be 5-2. So I am shocked. Maybe that'll even out a little bit. Sometimes they do at Fairgrounds there right at the end. And again, I'm not being disrespectful to Intricate. I have this horse on the list of like, hey, this horse is a major Oaks contender, but I really believe the 5 is a little bit better. So again, there's not a whole lot of different ways to say it, right? The horse I like the best is a price I don't think she should be. So win or lose, it's a good setup.
Yep. The field's starting to head towards the gate. We're 0 minutes to post here. If you were going to play Tarifa in an exacta, who would you play underneath her? Would you go with the 6 and go kind of cold, hard chalk there? Or would you possibly mix in the 7 to hold on, or the 1 to run better now she's on a fast track again?
I'm mixing in the 7. I'm going 5-7. And again, it's not so much a disrespect of the 6 of the price is kind of telling me, look, this is a chance. You kind of think the 7 might hold on anyway. So let's go 5-7 and get that heavy favorite out of it. So 5-7 is kind of where I landed here.
Papa Dude, if that were you would go 5-7 for your exacta?
Yeah, I like this 7 horse. Knowing Asmussen like we do, I don't think he'd put this horse in a grade 2 if he didn't think he could win it. I think he thinks he can win it. The horse has been impressive. If it gets the lead, somebody's going to have to go get him. Go get her. So sure would. I like that 7. I almost put her on top.
By the way, Steve Asmussen, we talked about him watching races from the rail, and you saw on the camera, there he was right at the rail at the starting gate there watching this race.
Yeah. By the way, in college hoops at the moment, this is unbelievable. Michigan State is ripping North Carolina. Long way to go.
They only need to win by 4. They're going to make storm home in the second half.
Gonna have to.
Well, they better worry about winning. Period. Long way to go.
Here we go.
All right, one more horse waiting for the Louisiana bred Accommodate Ava, and then the 6 horses be ready to go for the Fairgrounds Oaks. Tarifa acting up a little bit in the gate as we're about to break. They're off. Good break for everyone. 7, you're going to see. Yeah, she's going to go right to the lead. Midsummer March showing a little more speed on the inside than I expected, Aaron.
Yeah, I'm surprised by that, but maybe it's going to kind of level out here. Tarifa looks like kind of bunched in.
That felt intentional.
Yeah, the 2 was really messing with that horse. There goes the 7. I think it's going to kind of make more sense now.
Speaking of things making sense, the price now 3-2 on Tarifa. That's the price we were thinking we'd get here.
No doubt.
Vivi's Dream 8-1 morning line. Someone really believing that the fast track is going to move Vivi's Dream up here. And then you see Intricate sitting out there 3 wide. She's a lot closer than she usually runs to, Aaron.
This is interesting, the setup. Yeah, they said get the 6 in the race, I guess, today. And if she can get in the race like this and make that run, sometimes when you see a closer sit closer, they don't make that run. But if she can, boy, oh boy, she's going to be tough. Yeah, the prices have been crazy at Fairgrounds today after they break from the gate. That's not a good look. But anyway.
The Intricate was my Kentucky Oaks future pick last week. I liked her with Impel, but I did not pick her to win this because I think she needs 14 horses in the Kentucky Oaks instead of 6 at Fairgrounds. So off the turn, Tarifa gonna take it away from our Pretty Woman. It's gonna be a battle.
I don't think so. We're going left-handed, and the 7 Rosario, man, a nice strong hand ride. Holy cow. This is going to get tight. It's going to be 5 or 7.
I think it's going to be 5. I think she's pulling away right here at the end inside the 16th pole.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right.
5-7-1. She gets it by a length.
Very good. Very good.
Not good for Intricate. She faded to 5th. Oof.
So that's another, that is a win for me in the betting Bible. That is a loss for Jared. He played a 5-6 straight, but Jared could afford to lose one. But there is good news when it comes to Jared. He played a $10 pick 13, which was I'm very busy, with 5-6 in this leg. So that's Tarifa. So he will be live with a $10 pick 3 into Catching Freedom in the next race. So the Bible keeps on going. And I have a win bet on Catching Freedom. Jared has a win bet on Catching Freedom. And the pick 3 is alive to Catching Freedom. So there's a lot of money being made today. And there's a ton of money. And I mean, really putting this thing, maybe the best one we've ever done if Catching Freedom wins the last. So a lot to look forward to in the last.
Well, if you are playing one in the betting Bible, congratulations. If not, we're telling you, do it. We've got 2 more coming out in the next 2 weekends. We'll have the Bluegrass Stakes in 2 weeks and then the Florida Derby one next week. Aaron, before we close up things on the Fairgrounds Oaks, Tarifa, our pretty woman, where do you rank them within the division now?
Very high, very high. I really like Tarifa's performance. I thought that was even better than the last one because she got a big-time challenge. She got another horse looking her in the eye. They kind of looked each other in the eye for a while, and Tarifa was able to get the job done. I think she's number 1 on the list right now. That was a big-time performance. And like I said, 3 wins in a row, 2 stakes wins in a row, and we have seen this circuit produce many, many good Oaks horses. I think she's very good. I think the 7, you better watch out. That was just her 3rd race, first race against stakes horses. I thought Rosario, and he's not, at least the Magic Mike show doesn't like Rosario, thought he did a really, really, really good job. Got her in a good spot and kind of was very patient and held her in that race as long as possible. I really like the 5 and 7.
Papa Dude, your final thoughts on the Fairgrounds Oaks?
Well, I want you guys' thoughts. You're much more experts on racing than me. Do you have any qualms, whatever the word is, that our pretty woman couldn't hold that lead? If this is a speed horse, does that bother you a little bit that the horse got caught? Or will she just continue to get better?
I think it's a fair question. I think because it's only her 3rd race, we'll say really good first try against stakes. I think if she had kind of had some experience and lost that lead, setting a kind of a lonely lead, you go, well, maybe she's not great. So I think it's yes and no, I guess. It isn't great. But also, she got ran down only by, what was that, about a half? I don't remember, half or 3/4 of the length to the horse that as of right now will be the favorite in the Kentucky Oaks. Now that could change a lot, but as of right now, the favorite for the Kentucky Oaks just beat her 3/4. So
this will be the favorite in the Oaks.
As of right now, I think so. Yes. Yeah. And look, I think, I mean, I really like the 7, and I think the 7 is going to get better. Maybe the Oaks isn't going to be the win for the 7, but you got to think this horse is going to win some stakes races.
Yeah. I like the fact that I thought she got caught really early. On that turn, she got caught.
Yep.
And it looked like Tarifa was going to pull away. I think the positive thing for the 7 is she got right back in the race. She didn't quit. And I think that's a good sign for further down the road.
Yeah, I totally agree. It looked like Magic. I don't know if you agree with it. Let me say this, then we can move on because we got the Jeff Ruby. But I thought top of the stretch, or maybe like a few steps into the stretch, it looked like Tarifa was going to win that by a couple, like 2 or 3 lengths.
Yeah, I think we just saw the Kentucky Oaks favorite, if not winner, just beat, bold prediction, the Alabama Stakes winner in our pretty woman. I think summertime Saratoga, you're going to see this horse really blossom if she continues progressing like she did from the maiden race to this one. I think longer the better, fast dirt, bright future for her.
The way to my heart, talking Saratoga in March, baby. I cannot wait for Alabama Day now.
Well, we're what, a month and a half away from Saratoga being back for at least a little bit.
Fair, very fair, very fair.
All right, Aaron talked out about it. Let's head over to Twin Spires, over to Turfway Park. We've got 4 minutes to post for the Jeff Ruby Stakes. Aaron, Endlessly, I know, was your top pick. in this spot. Tell the folks why as I pull it up here.
Well, you had to pick somebody. That's kind of why I picked Endlessly in this spot. You know, I talked a lot about Tarifa and how excited I was for that horse in the last race. And this one, it's kind of the opposite. I don't love 9 to 5 in a race like this, but I kind of went with the known factors. Got a lot of class, very good turf races, been on the synthetic at Golden Gate, ran well there and won. So I kind of went with the known versus kind of all the unknowns in this race and went with Endlessly. I don't love it. I'm not going to sit here and say, hey, I can't say anything more. I'm so excited about it because, you know, it is what it is. This is a very tough race. But I did put Endlessly on top because kind of those known factors about this horse.
I real quick, before I go to you, Papa Dude. Ral says, who won race 6? Where? There's a few tracks running today, but you got to be more. We're on our third track, but we're covering. Let us know. We'll tell you who won. The Fairgrounds Oaks winner was Tarifa by a length over Our Pretty Woman. Papa Dude, we talked about it on Dude 2 Bet Daily, but in case the folks are idiots and didn't watch this morning like they should every Thursday through Saturday at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, tell us who your pick is for the Jeff Ruby Stakes.
I went with the 10 as well. Same reasons as Aaron. Looks like the class of the race. Don't know. I think this one's tough, but I think everybody wants to hear who you picked, Magic.
Yeah. So I picked Noted, the 4 horse for Todd Pletcher. Horse that coming into this, if you'd asked me like the morning as I started handicapping Thursday morning, Magic, who are you going to use Noted on your ticket? And I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. That's crazy. And then now he's my top pick. I had 6 different top picks when I was handicapping this race, and it's just, this is a toss-up. I have Endlessly second, but Noted is where I went for the top pick. This race has been the target since the Kitten's Joy. We haven't talked about that yet, but Pletcher said after he was considering the Jeff Ruby Stakes, and here he is. And really, the Kitten's Joy, if you scratch off that effort, when you're really non-effort because he didn't finish well, but the top 3 finishers from that race in that race were in the top 3 the entire way around. Nobody close. He's a closer, so that hasn't worked. We saw in the Bourbonnette Oaks how well a closer that's well spotted on the rail can get up and get the win. And I really like, I think it's being understated, the Luis Saez, who could be running Catching Freedom right now in the Louisiana Derby, is here. You got to at least think partially it's for Noted. So I love that about him and any of his turf efforts. With the tiniest bit of improvement as a 3-year-old now, Aaron, I think he wins this race.
Yeah, I said this morning, you made a lot of good points about it. And look, this is a race 10 to 1. I mean, come on, now 11 to 1. What do you got to lose here, right? Yeah, the horse may lose, but my goodness, 11 to 1's a silly price. Off one race, it's bad. I guess it's the only reason why people aren't betting this horse. So he's in my top 4. He's in my now defunct pick 5 ticket. So you know, I think he's got a big time shot in here. I thought he'd be like 4 to 1. So I'm really shocked he's at 11 to 1 right now.
Well, and he had the Todd Pletcher had actually 3 because Triple Espresso makes it in here, but he had entered Agate Road as well. And you see, based off the morning line, he was going to be the 7 to 2 second choice. So when the second choice in the field of 14 horses drops out, everybody's prices should just naturally drop. I mean, Seize the Gray, a combination of that and the fact that he is owned by My Racehorse, and they think this is a Derby winner. Go look at the Derby future pool from last week. I figured he would for sure be the second choice here, but I thought Noted would be third choice, and public not so sure about that.
Yeah, and it's almost, it's like, why? Like, who knows something, right? But that, you know, I maybe Seize the Gray because of who he's owned by has taken a lot more money than maybe he should, and that's not me even saying Seize the Gray can't win. It's me saying I'm not sure Seize the Gray should be 4 to 1 right now. And now we look like Freedom and Principle has just been a late scratch, by the way, but not that would have mattered too much.
No.
Yeah. Also, Ron mentions real quick, and Ron, you're right. Otello is taking a lot of money, 15 to 1. I thought that was a little high morning line, but if he would have been 5 to 1 morning line, I would have said, "Oh, that's crazy." There's no way he'll be 5 to 1. So I'm pretty surprised he's taking a lot of money here. So. But, you know, again, I think you look at this group and you go, well, there's a lot of different approaches I could take to it, so it's kind of just pick your poison a little bit with this one.
Let's talk about Triple Espresso. This Pletcher entered 3 in here, as I mentioned, Agate Road Scratch, and I don't know if it was because he wanted Triple Espresso to come in, but he also had named Jose Ortiz on both horses, and then Saez was named on on Triple Espresso over at Fairgrounds. So I think he knew where they were going and just wanted to see what was going to happen. But anyways, Triple Espresso, any interest in him underneath in here, Aaron, or even to win?
I liked Noted better. That's the one I kind of wanted from the Pletcher bunch here, especially when Agate Road scratch. So I don't hate Triple Espresso at all. I think it's going to be a little tough for him. I think this is a tough spot for him. To me, it kind of feels like a let's just see what happens type of entry. So I didn't have a lot of interest in Triple Espresso.
Davey brings up, where is it? Yeah, brings up Northern Flame for Kenny McPeak. Papa Dude, is this the right price to take a Kenny McPeak horse in this big field?
Well, this is kind of the race he does win.
Yep.
Third in the Rebel, but that was one of the weakest Rebels ever, and he lost by 5 lengths. I don't like him. Have we mentioned the 3?
Lucky Jeremy. No, we haven't mentioned him yet.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one we talked about this morning as what's the price on him now? I'm trying to watch basketball in this at the same time.
He's 10 to 1. Yeah.
Well, I think you can throw some bucks on him at 10 to 1, don't you?
Hey, can I jump in real quick on the basketball? The last time I checked the score, it was 28-17 Michigan State. It's now 32-28 North Carolina.
I was going to say,
let's go,
Tar Heels. The words right out of my mouth. I was going to say, I'm going to make you feel better here. But okay, 10 to 1. He's got won a maiden, then he won a stakes. I know it's at Sunland. Then in Sunland Derby finished 3rd. I don't know. I think he might, if you want to bet a trifecta, he might get up into there. He's possible. He's going to get the lead, probably.
Yep.
I don't know.
No, I think that's very realistic. It's just a matter of how good do you think that Sunland Derby was, and how do you think he's going to take to it? But he should set the pace. There's no doubt.
Yeah. So anyway.
Whew. All right.
I can't bet.
Hold on, give me 1 second. Yeah.
I just
heading to the gate.
I just let McPeak beat me. That's what I do. I just let McPeak beat me every time.
Yeah,
that's what
it happens a couple times a year.
Especially these big races. Waiting on one more to go. Looks like that is going to be Triple Espresso. I see the St. Elias Stable Silks on there. Endlessly, the California Invader, winner of the El Camino Real Derby. See if he can get himself some Kentucky Derby points. They're off.
There we go.
Not too fast out of the gate. I mean, through the 3 has got the lead, but there's not a lot of rushing up to try and go with him. There goes the 6 now, Northern Flame, to at least pressure in.
Yeah, they really just kind of broke in a line, and we all are just silent because what are you going to do? It's just 10 horses running together in a group. they have kind of factioned off here, 2x4 by 2 by 1 by 1. So
look at Noted up there in 3rd. Wow.
It feels like they're loping along, but
it does.
Yeah, 23.3.
They're not. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, they look slow.
Wow. Okay.
I didn't think 10 was ever going to get going.
Craig Milkowski might need to retime this one.
Yeah, that seems a little. I mean, it really seems like they're loping, but again, if the timer's right, they're running a decent clip.
If the timer's right, the 10's got a really great chance to win here. They slowed way down on the backside, 25-1 for the second quarter mile.
He's not running good.
No, 10 looks like crap.
No, now he's being asked.
I think Noted's in a great spot, although he's starting to kind of back up a bit. Oh, he is. Ooh, never mind.
Yeah.
Or is he firing again? This is a weird race.
Sees the Gray's making a nice move. Yeah, here comes the 10 with him. Now, I remember the El Camino Real Derby. Reese Booley had to ride him for the entire turn.
Look out for the 10.
Did he just IRAD that guy, sees the Gray out of the way?
I don't know, but he seems to be moving.
Whoa, Noted colliding. The 7 Woodcourt smashed right into him, and Jose looks like he is
over, boys.
The 10 is gone, and this is a big time performance.
Yes, it is. He did not have a good trip and came through that opening. Wow.
Let's see if Seize the. Oh, I don't know if Seize the Gray was trying to send Lucas back to the Derby there. Second would have got him in. I think he got 3rd.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
Huge effort from Endlessly. Wow, he dominated that better than the El Camino Real Derby, and I'd say these were much better horses.
I'm going to tell
that's a
you,
good horse.
that was a big time effort.
It was.
Umbi just gave Nick Juarez the adapt there as they went by. Jockey of Seas the Gray. I wonder if he thinks he got second.
Boy, it got real close. I started watching it to see if the old man was going to get in the Derby. Like I said, second's probably going to get you in the 10. Oh, it's so
he
close.
got
He
nosed
didn't get
out.
it. He got
No.
third. He got third.
Yep.
Oh, he has no
Man.
Derby points. So he's probably not going to get in. Who was that in second, by the way?
I think it was the 14. Hold on. Or was it the 8? I think it might have been the 8. I'm looking. I remember the top, like the overhead look. I think it was Otello, the 8.
Yeah, I do too.
Oh my goodness!
White and blue silks. Who's
if it's Otello, and again, a lot of people tried.
It's not Otello.
It's not Otello. Okay.
No.
Okay.
I think it was the 3.
Yeah,
Can't
boy,
tell.
I don't know.
Anyways, were you about to say Paul just got the exacta in the fantasy league?
Yeah, so Paul claimed Endlessly and gets 50 points there. And if it was Otello, he owns him as well. But I'm with you. It wasn't him. Now that we watch it back. Oh, man. Hey, Jared and I talked about this on the show on Blinkers Off. It's like, hey, we don't really have a Derby horse, so we'll watch the Jeff Ruby. And for now 12 minutes until the Louisiana Derby, that'll be the Derby horse, right? So right now, Endlessly is the leader in the clubhouse. I don't know that we'll see a better performance than that. Now, if you're going to question how's this horse going to handle the dirt, well, that is more than fair. But that was a strong performance.
How about the ride? I thought that was a great ride. Didn't you?
Pretty fantastic.
If you watched the El Camino Real Derby, it was almost the exact same ride. Like Umbi had to get on him going into the turn, but it was just a steady. He wasn't whipping him in the turn. He just had to urge him a bit.
I want to see it again. Did he have to go through horses to get that lead? Did he have to find an opening to get through there?
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
And you called it, and I thought you were right, Papa. He didn't look terrible, but he wasn't running very well. And when they asked him to go, he went into high gear. I mean, I knew on the turn, I said, this race is over. He's just moving better than everybody else. So he looked fantastic.
I might have been your West Saratoga is what the chat is saying. West Saratoga got second.
Well,
with huge exacta.
To answer the question, if it is West Saratoga, he's in. The top 2 are going to be in unless something really weird happens. So,
yeah, let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, Magic, go ahead.
I was just going to say I'm really happy for the connections because Michael McCarthy is a really outstanding trainer, but also as a guy as well, super nice guy. And then Umbi Reespel, he's well loved in California, very funny, outgoing guy. But the Ammermans, this is Oscar Performance's not only his son, but the owners and breeders for our Oscar. So that's pretty awesome, man.
Yeah, no, and you're right. McCarthy and Rispoli, those are great connections. I really like Rispoli as well. I guess you can't really call him an underrated rider because he gets a lot of credit, but he can ride with anybody. He's right up there at the top. And
you're answering my questions. You're answering my question. My question
what was the question?
Well, I see this a lot. We see this a lot. I mean, I'm kind of I don't follow as near as closely as you do, but I've heard of the jockey.
Mm-hmm.
My question was, will they keep him on this horse?
Oh yeah, 100%.
They like him good enough that they.
1,000%. Yes.
Sometimes you see him bump them if they can get an IRAD or somebody like that.
No, it's a legitimate question, but in this case, there's no chance that he's on him, no doubt.
Okay.
Yeah. They he took over for he was willing to go up to Golden Gate when Juan Hernandez said no, and so he got them out.
Just to answer the questions, it comes in 10-12 West Saratoga, 9 Seize the Gray, 14 Triple Espresso, and then the 3 Lucky Jeremy. So 10-12, 9, 14-3.
Not that I think he would have had a chance, really, the way the race played out. He was fading a little bit. Noted got knocked sideways early in the stretch. And it was pretty scary for a second to see the full saddlecloth when they're coming down the stretch like that. But he and Noted right after as that happened, looked at Luen Machado, and I could see lasers and fireballs out of his eyes through the goggles, which is that's how severe they were. So I would say forgive Noted a little bit for this. I think he faded to be second to last, but that's because Saez, once he almost fell off, just kind of pulled the horse up.
Yeah, that was pretty scary. And I don't know what Noted would have done. I don't know how much he was quickening. Maybe he got into some of that trouble on his own because he wasn't, firing his biggest effort. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised you see him go on a little break. He had a non-effort 2 back, and then today he might be a little nicked up. He really got hit kind of hard a couple times there. So I mean, I don't know anything for certain, obviously, but that didn't look to be the greatest. So I'd be a little worried about him.
All right. Papa Dude, any final thoughts?
Nope. I'm just looking at the basketball game. Update now, 37-31, North Carolina.
Great.
Awesome.
Minute to go, first half.
I was like, hey, the game's almost over. Let's cash.
Not yet. That's a huge win for North Carolina to be ahead at this point after that bad start. So
yeah, 28-17. Yeah.
Quick question before we go to Louisiana Derby, because I know Seize the Grave, very popular horse, with my racehorse. Probably not going to make the Derby. Bree's asking, does Seize the Grave make the Derby? Probably not.
Defections.
You're going to need defections. Exactly. It's not impossible. He's a nose or a head or however close that ended up being away from making it, though. So that's the ups and downs of this thing. He ran very well. I think you'd be happy with him, but man, just needed a little bit more, and he would have been in for sure. Yeah.
Ooh, excuse me. Bugle call, 7 minutes to race 12 here at Fairgrounds. Louisiana Derby, grade 2 race, $1 million purse, and 1 mile and 3/16 distance. The longest prep any of these American horses will have for the Mountain Quarter Derby. Aaron, we talked about it earlier, but your top pick, I'm going to change the screen here, is going to be the number 5, Catching Freedom. And you mentioned in the betting Bible, you and Jared have a lot of money riding on Catching Freedom winning.
Well, the good news is we have a little amount of money to make a giant amount of money, and that's kind of what the betting Bible tries to do for you guys. But yes, this is going to be huge. So I just want to run down what's alive, kind of tell you guys why you need to be buying these. So anyway, Jared's bankroll article's up $163.50, and I'm up $74.90. So no matter what, it's a very, very good day. However, we could absolutely have a crushing day. So here's what's on the line. I have a $20 win wager on Catching Freedom, who's right now 4-1. So that's not bad. Jared's got a $10 win wager on him. Again, that's not bad. But here's the key. Jared's got a $10 pick 3 ending in Catching Freedom. He's got him singled. So a $10 pick 3. This is going to pay $549 for a $20 wager if this comes in. So Jared's looking at $529 plus whatever the win pays, plus whatever he's up already. So you could be looking at betting the bankroll of this Louisiana Derby betting Bible and making almost $1,000. So this is a massive race. It's going to be a very successful, product no matter what, but this could be one of the best betting, be the best betting Bible ever if this comes in. So we got a lot going on the 5 here. Talking about why I like him, and same way with Jared. We think he's the most talented horse, and that's where you start. We think he's going to love the distance, but I think the biggest thing for me is he seemed to be the best horse in the Risen Star. He just was goofy. He did not run straight in the stretch, and maybe they don't get it fixed. Maybe he does it again, and we lose, and that is what it is. But to me, when I looked at this race, if he can just kind of get his mind right, if he can just kind of get, Pratt to kind of get him to run a little bit straighter in the stretch, I think he's the best horse in this race. So we got a lot of money riding on that opinion. We'll see what happens.
Real quick, not change the subject, but In Theory is starting to crush him at Santa Anita here. I saw Ross was mentioning Baffert Monster, and I thought that's who he was mentioning. Holy smokes. Beautiful gray daughter of Mendelssohn crushes her debut. Nice. Furlongs of Santa Anita. Did you see that at all? Or, I know you didn't have it as your top pick.
I did not watch that race, but I did know about that horse, kind of had an eye on it. So that's good. That's good to hear. could be a really, really, really good one.
Yeah. Dr. Miranda asking, can you help her pronounce the name of the number 4 horse? Someone called her out for not saying Agate Road. What did you guys call her on Blinkers Off? Or what do you, her,
Agate
him?
Road.
What do you call Agate Road?
It's Agate Road, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. What did she call her?
A gate. She won a gate.
A gate. Well, it looks like that, but I only know it because I heard the announcer when debuted at Saratoga, the announcer called it him Agate. Yeah.
Excuse me. Speaking of Catching Freedom earlier, Tom Leach says Catching Freedom wins. I cashed an 11-1 double, which is, man, after what you saw with Tarifa, and you're like, yeah, you can get 11-1 and that double. That's pretty damn awesome. Good job, Tom. That's awesome. Also, Anna Marie 14-1 win in place as a saver. There's a pace meltdown. He'll come running.
I think, whoever if you're, the deal is, and it's kind of what I laid out. If you can make a $20 wager, whether it's a pick 3 or a double or whatever, and you're live to over $500, win or lose, those are the positions you've got to put yourself in. And if you put yourself in those positions, eventually you're going to cash a couple, and it only is going to take, a couple if you're making that kind of money on it. So that, like I said, that 11-1 double there, talking about a Brad Cox double. Paying, that's okay, right? Like that's not bad at all. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here. This is you're always excited for these big races, but it's majorly excited when you got this kind of money that you could make on them.
Papa Dude, exotic. Well, did you get to talk about Catching Freedom yet?
No. Now you're on him, right?
Yep, I'm on him as well.
Okay, so you know what happens when all 3 of us pick a horse, right? It doesn't.
I'm on the number 2 Catching Hall of Fame. I'm on Hall of Fame as my topic.
No. I was going to go with the 12 just to make sure I don't jinx you guys.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to be rooting now for Catching Freedom, so Jared can catch that pick 3. And
Jared joins us right now. I knew you'd probably come on to watch this. I've laid it all out for everybody, Jared. So they all know.
And I've decided not to jinx it by making all 4 of us pick that horse. That would be a jinx. So,
well, it depends on how well you've been doing today, Papa. If you've been doing good, then
I'm not doing good.
yeah, stay away then.
Anyway, the 12, I like that horse anyway, so I'm going to go with that one, and that way all 4 of us will not pick the same horse, because that is a jinx if there ever was one.
Yeah, the wheel pays are fantastic, Cash. I could not, when I looked at them, I was, because I played a Chad Brown turf horse, a Tarifa lock, I felt like, and Brad Cox in this race. I didn't think that was overly creative, right? And so $50 or whatever it is right now for $1 is crazy.
Yeah, it goes back to the insanity that you can't tell a lot of people this of you if you're playing these and you play them for multiples, like if you play $1 pick 3, okay, but if you're playing a $10 pick 3, you don't need long prices. You just need to get through. And like I said, you had a favorite, and what is Catching Freedom, the second choice. So, like you said, this was not any kind of wild creativity on your part. Now, it'll cash or it won't, but to be in this position is what it's all about.
Well, yeah, I didn't, you gotta get and I'll be honest, like this year, especially towards summer and when we really get into the meat of racing, I do a pretty good job of finding these kind of opportunities. Like I said, sometimes it hits, sometimes it doesn't. But I feel like I've had a hard time playing these pick 3s in our Bibles just because it's been hard to find those solid horses that you can at least think you can depend on back, in a couple races in a row. Whereas in this one felt like you could. So. But yeah, this is a tough race. I could see this horse. He ran a good race last time and he got beat because he was an idiot. So it's he could very well do that again here. I'm just hoping we see one performance here that can help me get off my endlessly horse, which apparently is by default my Derby horse at this point. So.
I think he's a good pick at the moment. I thought he was fantastic. So, we'll see. I don't think it's a guarantee we're going to see a better performance in this race than we did in the Jeff Ruby. I don't.
Now let me ask you this, Magic, because you're
Yes, sir.
you might have a different take, but like like I just told Halterman earlier, I was like right after that race, I was like that was totally great. I still cannot pick a McCarthy horse to win the Derby. I just can't. Like I get this year. If there is every year, it seems like it could be this year.
McCarthy trained Japanese horse will win the Kentucky Derby. We'll put two things together.
Yeah, it's a bingo card, but I don't know. Maybe not.
Well, here's the deal. I get it, but I don't, because he won the Preakness, So like,
that was a bad Preakness field.
And this is a good Derby.
It'll be a better Preakness. Well, okay, that doesn't matter. You're right.
I was thinking
Preakness because he also has a Preakness berth for winning at the El Camino Real Derby. Anyway.
Okay, I'll give you a better argument. I don't think you have to be a great trainer to win the Kentucky Derby, and I think if you look at the trainers that have won the Kentucky Derby, that makes my argument.
Yeah.
Like
former assistant to Todd Pletcher, but he is not Todd Pletcher.
Like, is Chip Woolley a guy
that's what I was gonna say.
or the freaking Reed, the Rich Strike,
Eric Reed,
Rich Strike.
Yeah, I mean,
well, like, to be fair, I'm not saying like it can't happen. I'm just saying like odds are going to tell me that I will not. I'll more than likely that McCarthy will not win the race, because typically those kind of trainers don't win the Kentucky Derby. Not all the time.
Won the Pegasus.
Not all the time.
I really think the McCarthy take is not a great take. I think he's awfully good, honestly. I like him. But again, at the end of the day, you're probably not going to play him anyway, because he has no dirt for him, and we're going to see something, right, in these next races. Yeah.
No, and like just to be like, just to put this to bed, like, and you guys like that's my opinion. Like that's where I can sleep at night knowing I'm not. I pick certain kind of trainers. I don't think he's a bad trainer at all. I've bet him many times and cashed many times on him. And until he does, I'm not going to pick him to win the Kentucky Derby, and that's fine. Yeah. I wouldn't have bet Chip Woolley. I wouldn't have bet fucking Rich Strike's trainer, whoever that was, that idiot. So I'm not. It's fine. I can live with that.
Yeah, fair, more than fair. We're loading.
They're going in the gate for the Louisiana Derby. We'll go around the horn real quick. Who does the coach like, Papa Dude?
12, no doubt. I'm not going to jinx you boys. I'm going to 12, Track Phantom.
Jared, Catching Freedom?
Catching Freedom. I do think Track Phantom is the horse that if for some reason he can't, I think Track Phantom.
Whoa.
Oh, shit. Is that the 5? No.
It's the 3.
Out because of the 3.
Oh. You know who owns the 3 in fantasy, don't you?
Oh, no.
Is this going to happen again? Are we going to scratch out of it again? I mean, there's no doubt my fantasy team is completely cursed.
If this happens right now, if they scratch this horse, which kind of looks like they are, well, no, they're
I think
Velasquez is limping a little bit.
But, okay, let's say they put him back in the gate.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, who cares?
He's got a sore nose, that's for sure.
Hey, you got 5 points though, at least. I mean, you net 15 or minus 15. So.
If he runs, and it's,
I think they're going to.
Yeah,
try.
I mean, I just can't. I'm going to quit. Like, I'm not doing anything else after this. This is crazy.
I think the 3 might have just said, "I ain't getting in that damn gate."
He said, "You guys see who's in here? Look at these horses."
He's back on. He's back on.
So I've already seen.
I don't think he's happy.
Look at him. Yeah, okay.
Magic, he's not a happy horse.
He's going in.
He's not a happy horse.
He's not a happy horse, Magic.
Come on.
Listen, I love Silver Charm going with Honor Marie. I need that. All right. All in the gate.
Give the horse a ride.
Get set. They're off.
Get this home.
Expected to see the 2 show more speed early on here with the fast track, and this is right where I thought he would be sitting.
There goes 12.
The 5 is awful slow out of the gate, huh?
Yeah, very.
Well,
last place. Wow. Okay.
I would put my concern level at a 10 of the 5 at this point, unless they're flying.
Well, I think that 12 got that lead from the 12 post pretty easy.
23 and a half for that opening quarter, so he had to work to get it, but now can Rosario get him to shut down and take a breath on the back?
He was way
Common
wide, and he
Defense has
didn't
got
have to
some
go.
pressure.
He didn't
Hall
have to
of
go
Fame
very
still
wide
very
because-
much in hand.
Hall of Fame's getting that same trip he got last time and he quit. Maybe now that it's a fast track, he might not.
Yeah.
Track Phantom's like a robot.
He is. He's like the B version of Epicenter. He's just he just goes. He just isn't as fast as Epicenter was.
We'll see if he becomes the A version on the turn here. So
Pack they're starting to bunch together here in the far turn. Catching Freedom still last, but
I mean, this is a horrible effort right now for Catching Freedom. He's not doing anything.
Starting to pick it up. The 11 outside, that's Tuscan Gold. Hey, there's Antiquarian going 4 wide, Aaron.
Yeah, he'll quit. Okay, Catching Freedom finally passed one or two.
He's got horse if he can get free. He's got
horse.
Have to
go very wide. Here he comes.
Come on.
Oh, what?
Now he got this horse drifting out on him. Who is that?
They're not really moving up front. He's got a shot. He's running straight.
Come on.
He's going to get there, I think.
Come on. You got it. Come on. You got it, buddy. Easy. Come on. Outkick that horse. Outkick. He's got it.
Anna Marie in second. I'll take it. 5-7. 5-7. 5-7.
Give me some.
Wow.
Woo!
That was an impressive run. Come on.
Hell yeah.
Impressive.
Dude.
I'll have to do the math, but I think the bankroll article is going to be pretty successful.
It's like about $700 profit today, folks.
It might be more. So it's a good day.
Holy shit! Wow.
And
by the way, I feel very confident, at least at this juncture, putting Endlessly off the podium and putting Catching Freedom on the top. Halterman, you said it on Blinkers Off this week. You said, listen, not only do I think he could win this race, I need to see a good performance from him. But if we do what I think he's going to do, he might be my Derby horse. And after that, I mean, he's a horse that kind of feels like he's kind of figuring it out right now.
Yeah, for sure. I think the biggest thing, and I said it in the stretch, I said he's running straight, and he did run straight in that race. Now, he's my number one horse as of now, but I will say this. I don't think he's winning the Derby with that trip he got today. That's the issue. I mean, he was way back there. However, he rocketed home. I mean, that was really impressive once he got going. Yeah.
I didn't love how slow he was early in the race. That was concerning and a little weird. Because like you say, it's a little bit of I don't think he's tap at tries, but a little tap at tries where it's like you give himself too much to do, and then he ends up just having the Derby. You can't do that. But he hasn't been that slow in all his races, though, has he? Catching Freedom?
No, and that's kind of why I liked him. And I talked about him a little bit, saying, hey, he doesn't have to do a Sierra Leone, because Sierra Leone is very slow out of the gate. I mean, there's just no doubt. But Catching Freedom had been sitting, top part of the second flight, or like mid-pack, so to speak. But when he was last today, I got very concerned. But I think, Magic, you picked him up first and said, oh, he's circling. And he certainly did. Yeah, that was awesome. Yeah. So I am a little bit worried.
Based on the final time, he finished the final 3/16, so that whole stretch in under 20 seconds. He came from last, circled the field, and finished those last 3/16 in under 20 seconds. That horse was cooking. I think you might have maybe the highest Brisnet late pace rating for the Derby horses. That kind of kick. So
he was also like 42 lengths wide. Like,
yes.
And he got, I don't know who that was. That was mid-stretch, but someone kept bumping him. Was it Anna Marie?
Who was that? It was
Anna Marie. Anna Marie was right there with him. Once he got past, he stayed with him pretty well.
It's like he was trying to get going, and then the horse kept bumping. I was like, oh no, this horse is gonna keep getting. But no, that was impressive. That was nice. Track Phantom, guys. I think no excuses, Rodney, and I think it's fair. Like I think we kind of mentioned it too. It's like, listen, I don't think he really wants to go this far, but we'll find out.
Distance, yep.
Yeah. I don't think he's a bad horse at all. I just think
perfect mile 16th.
He didn't get any better. We talked about with Epicenter. He's like, okay, he looks like Epicenter, but the trick with Epicenter, he got better and better and better with each race. this race is this horse is a robot. He's running the same race every time. And when horses aren't as good as him, he beats them. And when there's better ones that can run in the stretch, he gets beat. That's him at the moment. And it's no disrespect. I think this is a horse that certainly is going to win a race like the Iowa Derby and races like that, but he's not going to beat the top caliber horses because he's not progressing.
Well,
yeah.
I do feel
it's great. Sorry, I'm still thinking about that win. That I was really impressed.
Guys, listen now. It's this is week 1, I guess, of this 3-week stretch of these final big, finding some answers out, hopefully. And I think at the very least, we saw 2 races today that gives us some answers, right? I don't know how good they are, and maybe they're not your Derby horse, but we know Endlessly is the best horse on a synthetic of the group, and we certainly know that that this horse, Catching Freedom, is probably the best horse in Louisiana. So past that, I don't know. I mean, we'll see what Timberlake does next week. I say he's not as good as Catching Freedom. At least that's my opinion. So he might be the best Brad Cox, Catching Freedom. So I don't know. I feel like we found some answers out.
I agree. I agree. I think a lot of these days we've sat here and they run these races and we go, shit, I don't know. I think it was pretty clear. These races were pretty clear. I don't know how you can say Catching Freedom wasn't much the best there. I don't know how you cannot say Endlessly was much the best in his race. So, and I think we did realize Track Phantom is not that horse, so we don't really have to worry about him. That'd be a big upset if he won it. People are mentioning Anna Marie gets second there. I thought it was a really good race. So now he's kind of in the discussion, but past that, I think that we found out what we need to find out. I agree with you.
The one question I have, because I agree with Chris Melly, looks like almost like a clone of Angel of Empire, is what song can I parody for the Derby profile this year? That's what we need to work on. Catching Freedom, find me a song parody that I can make like that one. We'll get out of here, but final thoughts. We'll go give your top Derby pick as of right now, and then we'll get out of here. Aaron, you want to start?
I'll start.
Before we do that, I do want to summarize. As you guys were talking, I did figure out the totals for the betting Bible that I want to go over here. Jared, I'm going to start with me, and then we'll go to you.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll save the main event for last. I made a profit of $140.90 today. I wagered $132 and got back $270, whatever. So I had over 100% ROI on this thing, which is I would usually feel very good about myself.
Not bad. I mean, not bad. Yeah.
It's average. Over 100% ROI. Jared totals. He made $724.50 on his bankroll. This is profit. $724.50. He wagered $140. So he has about what is that? Like a 400% ROI?
Yeah. You said how much? I wagered 140, right?
Yep.
130.
Now hold on, Aaron. So that's what you got that's what you got in return. How much did this cost?
Well, let me just say, together, the bankroll articles together, my 140.90 and his 724.50 returns $865.40.
Yeah,
so
mine's like a 500% ROI. So
so even combined with my terrible 100% ROI today, it's still an ROI of over about 300 or 400. The betting Bibles cost $39.95. So if you paid $39.95, you're still up quite a bit. That's a pretty good return on investment there. Also, you could be a monthly subscriber for just $70 at racingdudes.com and get all these betting Bibles for free. So I don't know if you're not doing that. I mean, we already had a 21% ROI for the year on these betting Bibles. Jared's probably going to have like 1,000,000,000% ROI now. So yeah. You might want to start paying attention.
You should give me a nice pad as I get into the Derby and blow it up again like I did last year. So.
Hey, you know what though? If you do blow it up in the Derby, like we both did, at least we're going to be way ahead with our ROI.
You got a nice cushion there now.
That's right.
Again, this was actually the 1-year anniversary of doing the betting Bibles. We actually started them last year at the Louisiana Derby. Yeah. And speaking of blow it up, we both lost on those and we were discouraged and wanted to quit. And we're so mad at ourselves. And now here we are 1 year later. Pretty good. So if you haven't checked out the betting Bibles, they're $39.95. If you're not a subscriber for $70 a month, that's the cheapest one you can get, $70 a month. I don't know. You also get picks every single day for every single track on top of these betting Bibles on the big weekend. So just a little plug there. A very good job there, Jared. I mean, that's an epic cash. That's got to be your best one by a lot.
I think the biggest hits was I think I hit like a 500, maybe one race one time in exactly, or maybe I think it was around 500. But no, for the overall day, that was the biggest. I mean, that's the best. That was the best. If you guys were part of that betting Bible, that was the best Bible we've ever done. I mean, you combine the two of them, even better than we both had really good Breeders' Cups. I think the key there obviously was that big pick 3, but I mean, I think if you guys follow us, what's nice about the way we do it is Halter and I have extremely different betting styles. And you can either play as both. You can play a little bit more towards the kind of style you prefer. If you're more a little more standard and wins and exactas and things like that. Whereas I might, my pick 3s are $10 pick 3s. I'm aggressive. Like I swing and miss a lot. But obviously when it hits, it hits. So.
Well, I think that's the value that you get. You kind of get a more conservative approach versus the swing for the fences approach. And when you swing and miss, you've got the other side here that's kind of like just kind of steady, right? So but then when you swing and connect, it's you don't really care.
Well, hey, we both swung and connect this time, so that worked out well. So Bree combines both dudes. That's even better. That's a great day. Yeah. Bree's you're buying first round next time we see you. Well,
that's right.
First time we see you. How about that?
Yep. And just a heads up, Florida Derby betting Bible going to be next weekend. I know they drew the Florida Derby card, so next weekend we'll be back with the Florida Derby. Also, Arkansas Derby coverage will be on there.
What a doozy that one is, right? So
yes.
Yeah, we'll have all preps, guys. That's the thing about the betting Bibles. If we cover one race, we'll cover all the. Today we had the Turfway, the Jeff Ruby. Obviously, if we have a bet in that, we do. If we don't, we at least have our top 4. Magic's in the guide, Papa Dude's in the guide, so everyone's got their picks within it as well. So, yeah, go buy a lottery ticket. No, well, I'm gonna cash out while I'm hot. So
can I rebut that comment?
What?
There's not. I mean, okay, yeah. Anytime you hit a horse racing wager, you're lucky. But again, I want to reiterate, he got a favorite, and a second choice home. Okay, he wasn't just grasping at straws. It's called smart wagering. I mean, he didn't go, well, I'm going to play 3 long shots and pray they come in for $1. No, so you don't need to buy a lottery ticket. I don't think you were lucky today. I think you were good.
Especially in these big days when it's like, the big purses and the big fields and, a lot of betting and, that kind of thing. Like I said, like it wasn't, I never thought I'd get 50, whatever it ended up paying, $50, $53. Like I never thought I would get that, I thought maybe I'll get like 25, 30 best, and so that was gravy, but you got to look at those. I don't, if you guys have been, that was my first one I've done a pick 3 in the Bibles, probably since like last summer, like I don't do it very often because you got to find the right, like a lot of people just play pick 3s to play pick 3s. I look for those spots. So I just play them a little differently, but yeah, good week or good day. Again, I think we found some answers out. I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go see if I can toss some dimes out in the front yard playing football with the kids. And I think with the way my luck's been going today, I think I'm going to.
That's a good idea. Forget the lottery tickets and just go toss some footballs around.
I'm like Peyton Manning on that SNL skit, I'm just ramming it right down their throats. Like, what are you doing?
Well, go have fun.
All right. We'll see you guys.
All right. Bye, Jared. Congrats again. Papa Dude, we're going to wrap things up. Who is your Derby pick as we get out of here? Is it Catching Freedom now?
I think so. I'm super impressed going that wide to win. Yeah, I think I'd put that one on top. I do think Endlessly deserves some mention as well. So we saw 2 good ones today.
Yeah, we did. I agree. Aaron, Catching Freedom got to be up at number 1, and it's got to be a little bit of a distance on Sierra Leone even, right?
Oh, man, what a mixed bag. He is number 1 for me. I don't know how you can't be a little bit worried about his trip, though. And I think that's kind of the thing. I've got him at number one. I think he answered the question of, is this horse ever just going to run and not be goofy? He did it today. I think you got to give a ton of credit to Pratt. I hope he can get a little bit better. I mean, I hope he can get a little bit better trip. That's kind of my worry. But yeah, he's number one for me right now. Honestly, endlessly, I'll have to watch it again. I was super, super impressed there. So I would go Catching Freedom right now. Number one, though, I was impressed. It was fun watching him run down the stretch. That's for sure.
Yeah, he the best I've seen him run down a stretch, and that is not a short stretch at Fairgrounds. So it was nice to see, whether it was the jockey change to Pratt or just as he's getting a little more maturity with a great trainer like Brad Cox. A good effort. Definitely still giving me Angel of Empire vibes from last year. So let us know who you have as your Kentucky Derby pick. Put it in the live chat, put it in the comment section. If you're with us today for the live show, thank you so much. We do this each and every Saturday for big races, so you absolutely believe we will be back next week. Papa Dude, it was great having you on. Thanks for making this a part of your day.
Thank you very much. I enjoyed it.
How was MSU UNC? Oh, okay. It's still the 3-point lead there for.
Yeah, they've closed the gap. It was up. They had them 12, and now it's down to 3. So Michigan State's starting to hit all those threes like they did the other day. Not good.
Join us tomorrow at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, 10 Central for Dudes Who Bet Daily. It'll be Aaron and Papa Dude talking about, I'm sure, recapping today's races and then talking about their best college basketball picks. For Aaron, Papa Dude, Mr. Money, Jared Welch, and the entire Racing Dudes team, thanks for joining us. We will hopefully see you here again real soon. I never can find your stupid video to get out of this thing. There it is. Bye.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Blinkers Off. Join our horse racing community at racingdudes.com and follow us on Twitter at racing_dudes. Want to make money betting horses? Bet with the Racing Dudes.